Okay, I think I can start now. Hmm? Okay. Now the first problem, write down. What is the what is the value of a plot of land which has been leased out on a ground rent of rupees 1,000 per annum for a term of 19 years unexpired, after which the leaser will receive the ground rent. Okay, up to this. Let me repeat. What is the value of a plot of land which has been leased out on a ground rent of rupees 5,000 per annum for a term of 19 years unexpired? Means now the term is future period is 19 years. After which the leaser will receive the, let me delete now. The leaser will receive the ground rent of rupees 3,000 per annum in perpetuity. Consider bank rate of interest 6%. This is the problem. Again, I repeat, please go through the problem. What is the value of a plot of land which has been leased out on a ground rent of rupees 5,000 per annum? That means the leaser is having a ground, a land to the leases for a period of 19 years and 19 years unexpired. So for 19 years, the leaser who is the absolute owner of the land will be getting rupees 5,000 per annum, after which the leaser will receive the ground rent of 3,000 per annum in perpetuity. Thereafter, the ground rent will be at a flat rate of 3,000 per annum forever. In perpetuity means for indefinite period. So there was an agreement, lease agreement between the leaseor and leasee. So as per the lease agreement, as on date, only 19 years is unexpired. So we must consider n equal to 19. During this period, 19 years, the ground rent will be 5,000 per annum. Now, after that, it will be 3,000 per annum in perpetuity. Solution. Now we know that a formula is B equal to net income into years purchase. So let me consider step 1 for the first 19 years, because rent is different for the first part 19 years and beyond 19 years. Now, years purchase 1 by IP plus IC. Here, IP given 0.06. So, let us consider IC, I for IC, let us consider 4%. In that case, let's calculate what is the value of YP. Let me delete this page. Then YP P plus IC 1 by 0.06 what is the value YP? No. IC. What is the value of IC? Sorry. First of all,
4%.
yes, definitely. First of all, tell me IC. How much is coming? IC. N equal to 19 years. Well, not calculated.
0361.
0.0361. Okay. Then YP will be 0.06 plus 0.0361. What is the value? Just calculate. Okay. So value equal to net income, since we have not considered any outgoing from the ground rent. So it has mentioned 5,000 per annum. So net income into years purchase is 5,000. What is the value? Just tell me.
52025.
Just tell me. 5,
2025.
52025. Okay. So this is the value on the basis of the return we are getting from the land for the first 19 years. After 19 years, still we'll be receiving the return. So again, we'll be calculating the value of the land on the basis of the return which will be received by us after 19 years. So now write down income after 19 years. No, okay, income after 19. Here also value equal to net income yes purchase. Yes purchase 1 by IP plus IC. In this case, you see, IC will be 0. Why I am telling? Because in the first case, we have considered IC. Because definitely, if that leasee who has taken the ground on lease, if he had constructed anything, maybe one garage, maybe anything, not a pakka building, not only. So there should be some consideration of sinking fund for maintaining that structure for a period of 19 years, because in the contrary, the rent of 5,000 per annum would not be received by the leaser. But in this case, it is mentioned the problem after 19 years, he will be receiving at a lower rate, but in perpetuity, for the indefinite period. There will be no limited period. So, since the owner will be receiving forever, so there is no need of keeping the provision of sinking fund. It means it is to be understood that in the first case, why the rent was more, because there may be some structure, and lease was for that period, 19 years unexpired. Okay, so during this lease period, there should be some provision of sinking fund so that the structure may be maintained after 19 years. After 19 years, there is no need of maintenance of any structure because the rent is in perpetuity. So, whatever condition on the 20th years that may prevail on on say 30 years, 40 years. Again, I am explaining in other sense. Say I am having a vacant land, so I am having some bamboo structure there. So somebody has come to me and taken the land on lease. Okay. Now he has utilized this bamboo structure by putting one tarpaulin on the top of the bamboo structure and by converting the bamboo structure into some storage space or garage or motor cycle repairing space, whatever may be. So there has been a lease agreement for a certain period. Say it may be for 40 years, but right now Since I am calculating the valuation today, so from today, the lease period is only for another 19 years. After that, he has agreed that after that, the lease will be terminated. But thereafter also, I will be receiving some income. It may be from the leasee who is taken, or it may be from other source. And it has been mentioned that that income of 3,000 is for perennial. So definitely there is no need of, since there is no fresh lease agreement. So whatever income I am receiving from the land after expiry of the 19 years, since it is maintained, so I need not consider any sinking fund. Whatever may be the condition of the land, I will be receiving 3,000 per annum. So in this case, we have considered I is equal to 0. IP already, so it will be 1 by IP, 1 by 106. What is the value? Just tell me. Come on. 1 by 0.06.
Sir, 16.67.
16.67. Okay. So calculate this value. So we are getting now value into years purchase. So it is 3,000 into 16.6. How much it is coming?
Sir, 50010.
50010.
Yes, sir.
Now you have calculated value in the first case for initial 19 years. It is the value for the period after 19 years. Now just think, this value, this calculation, this calculation, this value is obtained after 19 years. This is the value of the land on the basis of the rent which will be receiving by the owner after 19 years. This is not the value as on date. If the previous case, in the previous case, we have considered n equal to 19 years. So since this is the 2022, so from 22 up to 2041, we'll be receiving that amount of rupees 5,000 per annum. From 41, we'll be receiving 3,000 per annum. So this is the value which will be derived, which will be the value during 2041. Now, what will be the present consideration of the value? Means what will be the reversion value of this amount? So now write down present value or reversion value of rupees 50010 for reversion of a period of 19 years. It is coming 5 rupees 50010 into 1 by 1 plus what is the power n. This is the reversion value formula 1 by 1 plus at to the power n. So here it will be 50010. Okay, let me go to the next sheet. One by 1 plus. Now, say we are considering I equal to 6% for diversion. So it will be 0.06. And what is the period for diversion? 19 years. So it is coming. How much it is coming? So tell me. 0.6528.95. So we have calculated in two phases. In the first step, it was calculation of the value on the basis of the return being obtained for the first 19 years. There we have calculated n equal to 19 years. Here it is the rent which will be received by us after 19 years. So we have calculated one value. But that value is not the value as on date. It is a value which will be calculated after 19 years. So reversion value of that figure is coming as rupees this. Now we can write straight away. So total value rupees. In the initial case, we have calculated how much? What was the value? 55790. First
The
case?
second time 50010. At the
No,
first
no,
we get that before 19 years. But at
no,
the
no.
period of 19 years 52025.
Yes, yes, that amount. For the 19 years, for the initial 19 years,
2025.
52025. And this is 16528.95. So the summation. This is the value, total value. Now, is it clear? If anybody is having any doubt, now let me say, we have already completed sinking fund, this depreciation, land and building method, rental method. Now we are doing some practical problem of valuation. Next will be I will be doing one valuation on the basis of land and building method as well as rental method. So these are very important problems. And today is the last class for valuation. From the next class, next day, we'll be starting contract. Say we can start today also contract valuation, pricing, contract, pricing and contract. That portion. Okay. So again, I'm asking anybody. Arnab Samanto, Kamal Budai, Munshi Nadir Hassan. If anybody is having any problem, you can ask me. And Priti Das, Ramjit Tudu, Shantanu Burman. If you are having no doubt, it's fine. Let me start the second problem. This problem is also very important. Right? Owner has purchased a piece of land measuring 1000 square meter. He then constructed a bungalow of ground floor. There for his personal use. Some 30 years ago, the bungalow is of first class construction. Let me repeat, okay? An owner has purchased a piece of land measuring the land measurement is 1000, about 1000 square meter. He then constructed a bungalow of ground floor. So he has constructed one bungalow for his personal purpose. They are on for his personal purpose. Some 30 years ago. So right now, what is the age of the bungalow? 30 years. Okay. The bungalow is of first first class construction. Let me write, okay? Is of first class construction having a future life of 30 years. So bungalow, first class construction. So anticipated life was 60 years. Already it is 30 years old, and future life is another 30 years. And has got a cubical content, means volume of 1200 meter cube. The owner now desires to sell the same, and has received an offer of rupees 17 lakhs. Let me okay, let me repeat. The bungalow is a first class construction having a future life of 30 years and has got a cubical content of 1200 meter cube. The owner now desires to sell the same, means sell the bungalow along with the land, and received an offer. Somebody has offered him, okay, you sell the property to me, I'll be paying you rupees 17 lakhs. Okay. Or Alternatively, in alternative, he has been offered a monthly rent of rupees 12,000 12,000 for the building and open space. Together. Advice: the owner whether he should sell the property or give it on a rental basis with the following details. Now I'll be mentioning some details. So let me repeat this page again. Or in the alternative, he has been offered a monthly rent of rupees 12,000 for the building and the open space together. Now the owner is in dilemma. He is thinking whether I should give it against that lump sum amount, whether I will sell it or I will give it on rental basis. So he has approached one Halwar that please advise me. This is the question. Advise the owner whether he should sell the property or give it on a rental basis with the following details. Sinking fund rate, %, outgoing another rate 45% of gross income present cost of construction of such a bungalow equal to rupees 620 per meter cube. So these are the additional information given in the problem. What are those? Sinking fund rate 4%, outgoing at 45% of gross income, present cost of construction of such a bungalow is rupees 620 per meter cube. So if I consider that I must reconstruct the building, I'll have to spend rupees 620 per meter cube. Now, what is the volume of the building? That is mentioned in your question. So this is the question. Okay. So again, let me repeat. You go through the problem. An owner has purchased a piece of land measuring 1000 square meter. A person he has purchased one land 1000 square meter. Okay. Then he constructed one bungalow, ground floor bungalow 30 years ago. Now, future life it is also 30 years. Bungalow cubicle content it is 1200 meter cube. Now the owner, after constructing the bungalow, so he changed his mind after 30 years that I must sell the property. So he got an offer of rupees for what is the amount? 17 lakhs, no? 17 lakhs from a vendor. Again, alternatively, he was offered a monthly rent of 12,000 per month for the building and the open space. Now, he is to decide which will be profitable for him. Some additional information was given. Value of land in the neighborhood. Oh, I believe that I have not mentioned. No, just for additional information, you must write down this. Value of land in the neighborhood or similar plot. Rupees 600 per meter square. এটা লিখে নাও, additional information এটাও থাকবে। Thereafter, it is given sinking fund 4%, outgoing 45% of gross rent, and present cost of construction equal to rupees 620 per meter cube. This is the problem. Let me erase the screen. Solution. Now, the building is 30 years old. It is having future life 30 years. Let us calculate valuation as on date. First case. Land and building. Present cost of bungalow. It is given that it is having 1200 meter cube of cubical content. 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 1200 meter cube of cu 1200 into, just see in the additional information, it is mentioned present cost of construction of Sachi bungalow is rupees 620 per meter cube. So it will be multiplied by 620. How much it is coming?
75 চারটে জিরো
Yeah, 75.
0000 7,50,000.
Okay, no problem. This is the present cost of bungalow. Now, number two, this is the cost of bungalow now. Value of the land. How much land? 1000 square meter is mentioned in the problem. 1000. And in the additional information, it is mentioned value of land in the neighborhood for similar plot. Rupees 600 per square meter multiplied by 600. So this much. Okay. So I can write down valuation of the property, summation of these 6 lakhs and 5,000. So it is coming 30.5 lakhs. Okay. ठीक है क्या?
Yes, sir.
So land and building method, we have calculated what will be the value. It is coming at 30.5 lakhs. Now he has received an offer of 70 lakhs. So we can say the offer is more than the value. Okay. But now we'll be trying to calculate value on the basis
So
of the
13.5 লাখটা করতে গেল
7.5 and 6 lakh, 7 lakh 50,000 and 6 lakh, value of
ওকে
the bungalow and value of the land. Okay, let me write it again. So let me write it. Okay. So value of the property. Value of bungalow and value of land. How much was? What is the value of bungalow?
7,50,000.
And this is your 6 lakhs rupees. Okay. This is the first case. So let us consider again on the basis of Hello, is there any confusion? Rent per year 12,000 per month into 12, so 1 lakh 44,000. Now it is mentioned that outgoing 45% of the gross rent. So this is the gross rent. Deduct outgoing at the rate of. So what will be the outgoing? Tell me. 45% of this. What is the figure? What is it?
Six.
Yes, sir.
What is the figure? 45% of this 1,44,000.
Uh,
64,800. So deduct. Okay. So now net return.
yes, sir.
Net
Okay, sir.
return. How much it is coming? 1,44,000 minus 64,800. Let's take it. 7 lakh. 7 lakh. ঠিক আছে এটা?
79,200.
Okay. It was previously it was 1,44,000. This, yes. Now this is the net income. Okay. Now years purchase 1 by IP plus IC. IC singing fund date. So let me delete this page. Okay. Years purchase 1 by IP plus IC. IC I by 1 plus r to the power n minus 1. This I has been mentioned in the problem that sinking fund rate equal to 4%. And in future life 30 years minus 1. কত আসছে এটা বলো? What is the value of IC?
0.0178.
Okay. So now years purchase 1 by IP plus IC will calculate 0.0178. IP not mentioned in the problem. So assume bank rate 7%. In that case, write down assume bank rate 7%, then 0.07 and point. What is the value of IC? 0.1. What is the value of IC you have calculated right now?
0.0178.
7. Now what is the result? YP
11.39.
Okay. So value, net income into years purchase. Net income, what is the net income? Rupees, what is the figure of net income? Just tell me.
79,200.
How much?
79,200.
Okay. Into 11.39. So what is the value?
9,42,480.
Now in this case, you see, this is not the end of the second case. Second case, it is mentioned that alternatively he received an alternate proposal for obtaining rupees 12,000 per month rent. So definitely this 12,000 per month alternative. So we have calculated on that basis what is the value. Now after 30 years, say if I consider that he can sell the land also. In the first case, he has been offered to sell the land and building right now against rupees 17 lakhs. Okay. In the second case, he has been offered, you don't sell, you give me on a rental basis for 12,000 for 30 years. So we have calculated for 30 years what will be the value on the basis of the net gross income of 12,000 per month. Okay. This much is the value. But after 30 years, in the second case, now he is having the land. If I consider that the building has been collapsed, so at least he is having the land. This much rent, 9,40,000, it is being obtained for the initial 30 years for land and building. But after 30 years, say after expiry of the useful life of the property, at least he can sell the land. So then write down value of land. What is the value of the land? We mentioned that the area of the land. What is the area of the land? Then what is the 10,000 or 1,000? 1,000 into value of land in the neighborhood, 600. So it is coming this much. Is it clear? Just we have calculated in the earlier case also. Value of land is 60,000. কোনো ডাউট আছে কি? ভ্যালু অফ ল্যান্ড?
No, sir.
Okay, but in the second case, on the basis of the rental method, you will be eligible to sell the land to obtain the value of land, these 60 lakhs, only after expiry of 30 years, not today. In the first case, if I sell total land and building against 17 lakhs, this can be done today. In the second case, I will be getting 12,000 per month for the last, for another 30 years. After that, there will be no lease agreement. So after expiry of the lease agreement, I'll be able to sell the land. So this amount will be received after 30 years, Now we will have to calculate what will be the reversion value of 60 years, 60,000 for reversion of a period of 30 years. So now write down reversion or present, whatever may be, value equal to rupees 60,000. Well, just you mute your phone right now. Okay. 60,000 1 plus I to the power n. So rupees this. How much it is coming?
18,500.
Okay. 18,500. So this is the value. If I sell the land after 30 years, the value, if I reverse the value as on date the value is coming as this. So now I can easily write. So total value for the initial 30 years plus this. What is the total this for the initial 30 years? What is the value of the building? In the second case, 7,50,000. Just now we have calculated, na? What is the value of the building?
Value of the building.
In the second case, value
9 lakh
equal to
42,000.
9 lakh.
মানে ইয়ার্স পার্সের সাথে 11.39
Yes,
মাল্টিপ্লাই
yes,
করা
yes,
হয়েছে
yes. কত হলো?
9,42,480.
480 plus this 1,8,500. How much it is coming?
Nine lakh 60,980.
Yes. So now the problem we have solved. An offer was given to him to sell the building and the land against 17 lakhs. That was the offer. Now he approached one valuer. The valuer calculated the value on the basis of land and building method. It was something which was found less than 17 lakhs. Again, he calculated on the basis of the rental method. It is far less, 9,60,000. So, definitely the valuer should advise the owner is advised to sell the property at rupees 17 lakhs, which offered, which is offered to him. Because 70 lakhs, if he sell, he'll be gainer. Okay. So this much advice you must mention in your solution that we are advising the owner to sell the property at rupees 70 lakhs. So let us do the third problem. It is also a very important problem. A developer or promoter, whatever, has purchased 20,000 square meter of land in a suburb of Kolkata at rupees 50 per square meter. Immediately thereafter, he subdivided the plot into small units, it being observed that about 6,000 square meter of land. Let me repeat again, okay? A developer, a promoter has purchased 20,000 square meter of land in suburb, which is outskirt of the city or town of Kolkata. And he got at a cheaper rate of 50 rupees per square meter. Immediately thereafter, just after purchasing, he started subdividing the plot. He subdivided the plot into smaller units because he's a promoter. So his intention was to purchase a large area of land at a cheaper rate and then divide the land into smaller units, provide roads and uh, parks and etc. and sell smaller units at a higher rate to make some profit. So into small units, it being observed that about 6,000 square meter of land, let me delete, okay? Square meter of land was required for the necessary amenities like roads, godowns, park, substation, etc., which was provided by him at a cost of rupees 10 lakhs. And took 2 years for the sale. Let me repeat again. So 6,000 square meter of land was required for the necessary amenities. Say, if you divide a large plot into smaller plots, you'll have to provide the road for each and every individual plots. So again, for selling the plots at a higher rate, you have to provide one this uh, your park for substation, because in the rural area there may not be available. You may not avail this any substation in the nearby. So from the high tension to low tension, you may have to provide substation at your land. So for substation, roads, parks, in some cases swimming pools, etc., gardens, some space will have to be spared by the owner, which cannot be sold. Okay, but the cost of entire thing will be taken into account while selling the smaller units. So here also that park substation which was provided by him at a cost of 10 lakhs. For the so he invested another 10 lakhs for construction of the road, park, godown, etc. And which took 2 years. This construction of park road, it was not done in a single day. It was done for a period of 2 years. Okay. Subsequently, subsequently, subsequently they are subsequently they are let me delete being no demand for open plot, he decided to sell the same he decided to sell the sale at a at a cost at cost after a period of just a minute. Okay, it's a period of 5 years from the date of purchase. Work out the cost of land per square meter given that if he has invested his capital is, okay, let me repeat. Being no demand, subsequently being no demand, on noticing no demand for open plot, he decided to sell the same at cost. So, in this case, the person has purchased one land, large area. He divided the land into smaller units. He provided roads, go down park, and for providing roads, go down park, he sacrificed some area also. So right now, he cannot sell entire 20,000 square meter of land because already 6,000 square meter of land has been used for roads, parks, etc. So you will have to sell only 20,000 minus 6,000, it is coming 14,000 square meter of land. But even, oh, again, he spent another capital for this this go down and etc. But he noticed that after doing all the things, nobody is approaching for purchasing any plot because the demand of plot, there is no demand of plot. So after 5 years from the date of purchase, after 5 years from the date of purchase, he decided enough is enough. Let me sell the entire property. But he was not interested to earn profit, but he was only interested to obtain the cost which had been involved by him, which has been incurred by him for for which purpose? For purchasing the plot as well as for development of the plot by constructing roads, go down, building, etc. So after five period of 5 years from the date of purchase, work out the cost of land per square meter, given that if he has invested his, let me delete, if he has invested his capital in any scheduled bank, he would have obtained the following rate of interest. We are providing this period of deposit and rate of interest. 5 years, rate is 8%. It is supplied by the bank. 4 years, 7.5%. 3 years, 7%. This one is the question. Okay. So just again go through the problem. Okay, I am repeating the entire problem. A developer has purchased 20,000 square meter of land. So land area he purchased 20,000 square meter in a suburb. Immediately thereafter, he subdivided the plot into smaller units. Say, if I consider, say it is a road, you need not write all these things, you need not draw the sketch in your exam. This is only to explain you. Road, say this may be the entire area he purchased. Now, after purchasing, he decided to divide the plot into smaller units. So, these are the roads, these are plots. One, two, the here substation. So this plot cannot be sold. Three, four, five. It is a park. It cannot be sold. Six. Say he subdivided the entire area into seven plots. So what amount of land he has sacrificed? He has sacrificed the amount of land required for these roads because you can't sell the roads. We can't ask anybody. भाई आ जाओ आप मेरा रास्ता खोद लो. These are the land of the roads plus the substance area, this park area. This much amount of land he has sacrificed. So the quantity has been mentioned that it being observed that about 6,000 square meter of land was required for the necessary amenities. So for construction roads and others, the area of the land he sacrificed is 6,000 square meter. So now he is having only this much of area, this much, which is coming 20,000 minus 6,000 as 14,000. This much. Okay. And for construction of the amenities, he had to incur how much amount I have said? So big. What is the amount I mentioned?
10 lakh, sir.
10 lakh. So he incurred 10 lakh. So first of all, he incurred some amount.
And it took 2 years.
No, there I'm coming. First of all, he incurred some amount of money during purchase of the land. So purchase was made by spending the entire amount in single go, say in single mode. Means he spent the entire amount 20,000 into what is the rate I mentioned? What is the rate I mentioned? A developer has purchased 20,000 square meter of land in a suburb of Kolkata at rupees
50 per meter square.
50. So 20,000 into 50. That amount he spent during purchase. Just after purchasing the land, he started subdividing the plot and construction of the amenities. And for construction of the amenities, he spent some amount of money, but this money was not spent by him on a single day because the entire process took 2 years. Say, if you are going to construct your building and if it requires, say, 1 year, and the value, if the cost of the building is coming as 30 lakhs, it is not the case that you are spending 30 lakhs just on the day of excavating the soil. You'll be spending the money as per progress of the work. So entire 30 lakhs will be spent by you, but in phased manner as per progress of the work. So there are two cases. First case, purchase price, the cost of land he spent on a single day. But cost of construction of amenities, this amount was spent by him for a period of 2 years. Okay. So he purchased the land, he constructed park, roads, etc. And thereby 2 years already spent. From the third year, he is waiting for a buyer, for a prudent buyer. But he was totally upset because there is no demand for open plot due to many reasons, due to inflation, due to any war, due to any COVID-like situation, people may not be interested for open plot of land. So ultimately, after a period of 5 years from the date of purchase, he thought, okay, let me not wait for any further period. Let me sell the entire property, but I should not make any loss. I should sell at cost. Means no profit, no loss. Now, it is very important to mention here, whenever
And
we
no
are
loss
considered,
means the he have to earn some amount of money that the value of the whatever it is the bank interest is given.
yeah, yes, yes, that I am going to explain. Here, we must consider that why a person is interested for a business. Normally, it is the case that if I am having money, I must deposit in a bank for safety. I should not keep the money in my home. So bank is paying me at a certain percentage of interest that is mentioned. So I'll be interested to go for business for make some profit in addition to the bank interest. So profit means in excess to bank interest. And bank interest is my normal revenue against the capital. So whenever he has thought that okay, let me sell the property at cost, that means if I had invested the money at bank, the rate of return which would have been obtained by me, that to be obtained in this case also. I must consider that much. So, in other sense, the person he was thinking, okay, let me forget about all those things that I was interested for make some profit. At least the the gain which would have been obtained by me had the capital been invested in the bank, that to be obtained. So this is cost. Okay. Now, subsequently, there being no demand for open plots, he desired to sell the same at cost after a period of 5 years from the date of purchase. Now, you are required to work out the cost of land per square meter, given that if he has invested the capital in fixed deposit in any scheduled bank, he would have obtained following rate of interest. He approached one banker, the banker has submitted, okay, in case of 5 years of deposit, the rate will be 8% for 4 years, 7.5% for 3 years, it will be 7%. So now let us solve the problem. Okay, solution. Now the developer blocked his capital of rupees 20,000 into 50, coming 10 lakh for a period of 5 years. On the date of purchase, he paid the amount, and after 5 years of purchase, he decided to sell the property. So at least he must demand that this much amount, if I had deposited in the bank, then I will be obtaining rate of interest 8%. So that much amount I must receive for selling the property at cost. So it is mentioned that he has blocked his capital for a period of 5 years. Now, now rupees 10 lakh if invested for 5 years at the rate of interest is mentioned in the problem. For 5 years, it is 8%. 8%. Then it is coming 10 lakh into 1 plus I to the power n. So let me clear the page. It is coming. Is 10 lakh into 1 plus. Here it is I is 8% it is given and in 5 years. How much it is coming? What is the figure?
So 1469328.
14 lakhs, 16,000. Okay. So he invested 10 lakhs at least while selling the plots at cost against 10 lakhs. He should ask this 14 lakhs, 16,000. There is no ambiguity because this much he would have obtained in case of bank also. Now in the second case also, further he invested for the amount কত টাকা ইনভেস্ট করেছিল 10 lakh for roads.
Yes, sir. 10 lakh.
He invested rupees 10 lakh for development. Now what will be the blocking period in this case? Just I'm explaining you. Say time scale. On this day, he has purchased the land and immediately thereafter he started dividing the plot, subdivided plot and making the roads. And it took, say, let me explain again. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So here from date of purchase, he started development. So after 1 year and after 2 years, development has been completed. Okay. So development has been completed. If I consider, say, just for an example, if I consider it is 2001, he purchased. So he developed the land in 2003. No. Yes. Okay. And 2001 he purchased and 2004 is 5 and it is 2006. 2006 he decided to sell. Now, what is the blocking period for this 10 lakh? It is not like that he invested on the during 2001. No, the entire amount was invested during the period of 2001 to 2003. So in that case, there are two ways. For most accurate, you can obtain the actual figure month by month. You can calculate, but in our case, time will not permit. So we can. This is also accepted rule. We can consider that the entire amount of 10 lakhs, though invested for a period of 2 years, we must consider that the blocking period it is invested at the mid of 2 years, say during 2002. So if the entire amount is invested in 2002, then the blocking period will be 5 years minus 1 year. It will be 4 years. This much I want to clarify you. For the first case, no problem. This period, since the money has been invested for a period of 2 years, so you cannot say that, sir, 10 lakhs has been invested on the first day. Neither it was invested on the first day, nor it was invested on the last day, but it was spread over 2 years. Say for the first month it may be 50,000, second month 1 lakh, third month 2 lakhs. So total it is coming at 10 lakhs. So we can calculate on an average that that this amount on an average we can consider at the mid of the 2 years. So though the action was started on 2001, I have considered that the amount, entire amount, if I consider that it is paid on 2002, then blocking period will be 2006 minus 2002 is coming as 4 years. Okay. So further he invested rupees 10 lakhs for development. Now let me write again. Deleting this page. Further he rupees 10 lakh which was not required to be paid all at once, but by installment as the work progressed. Hence, out of the said period of 2 years, the loss of interest would be, again repeating him, further he invested rupees 10 lakhs, which was not required to be paid all at once, but by installments as the work progressed. Hence, out of the said period of 2 years, the loss of interest would be for 1 year. As such, 15 lakh remained unproductive for 5 minus 1, 4 years. In 4 years, rupees 10 lakh will become, again same thing, rupees 10 lakh into 1 plus I over n is 10 lakh 1 plus I. I, it is mentioned for 4 years, bank rate of interest is 7.5%. It is given 0.075 is about 4. What is the value? কত আসছে বলো? What is the value?
Um, 1335469.
5469. Okay. Now, this is the value. This much amount he should have obtained against the amount spent by him for development. And previously we calculated the amount of money he should have obtained against purchase. So now I can write total cost of the first case কত পেয়েছিলাম for against the purchase price
Purchase price.
14 lakhs 69,000. No,
14 lakh
14
ফার্স্ট
lakh
5 ইয়ারের জন্য ওটা।
69,000. And in this case it is coming কত আসছে এটা
69,328।
হ্যাঁ
69,328 মানে 000 নয়, ওটা 328।
ও আচ্ছা 328.
হ্যাঁ
Okay,
ওটা
okay, 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 let me write 328 plus in this case কত পেলাম আমরা 1 lakh না কত
1335469।
সামেশন করে বলো কত হলো
2804797।
28047. Okay, so this is the total cost he should ask even in case of selling the property at cost. Now, so now what will be the rate per square meter? So cost per square meter rupees 28 lakhs 04797. Now you will divide 20,000 minus 6,000. The 6,000 you cannot sell. It was utilized for the roads, parks, etc. Huh? Now what is the value? বলো কত আসছে
স্যার এটা কেন করলাম?
because 20,000 was the entire area. Now he divided the entire plot, the larger plot into smaller units. By doing so, he has constructed roads. So it is mentioned in doing so, 6,000 square meter of area was required for the necessary amenities. What are the amenities?
Okay.
Roads, park, substation. So that this much area, 6,000 square meter area, he cannot sell, na?
Yes sir।
Okay. So now your area,
200.34 ভ্যালুটা।
what is the value?
200.34
200
0.34।
per square meter. What is the purchase price? কত বলেছিলাম ওটা?
50 per square meter।
Yeah. He purchased after 5 years, considering the bank rate interest and considering the reduced area. It is becoming 200.34. But still it is cost price. He has not charged any further profit, which was intended to him, which he was interested to earn the profit. He sacrificed the profit, but at least he should have obtained the bank rate of interest. So considering that, this is the value. So here, if you are having any doubt regarding why I have deducted 6,000, I have already explained. You can again ask me, because let me delete the page again. Say it is the Say it is a road. Now you have purchased this land, 20,000 square meter. So, you are subdividing the plot. These are the roads. A plot. A plot is having the access of the road. But B, the access is through this road. So for construct roads, and this is a park, here one substation, this area you cannot sell. So it requires 6,000 square meter. This is the reason why I have reduced the area to 14,000 square meter, because 6,000 square meter of area cannot be sold. But he has rightfully taken into consideration the cost involved for construction of the roads, because he should receive the cost. So the cost of construction of road, park, etc., that has been considered in our case. Only thing is that while dividing by the area, we must be careful that the area which cannot be sold, that to be deducted from the area which can be sold. Okay, totally clear. Now, up to this much, we have finished valuation. Now, the remaining portion is pricing and contract. I was interested to complete valuation first because it is the mathematics portion, and valuation should be taught at the first, because afterwards there may be some classes, maybe I may miss some classes due to your classes also and others. Anyway, for contract, you'll be getting the notes from me also. So let me start right now. Contract. What is contract? Contract, before starting the contract, say, let me explain. We are usually saying, I have an agreement with you that we should go to a book fair on last Sunday, but you have not turned up. Agreement means there was a promise between me and my friend. I offered him, chalo bhai, book fair ghumte hai Sunday ko. He accepted, okay, I will accompany. But I went there, but I was searching and searching, but my friend did not turn up. So this is a breach of the agreement, not the contract. Contract means, contract is also an agreement, but in that agreement there should be legal compulsion. So let us study first out. So contract means agreement plus consideration of the law, LAW law. So let us first start with the law. Then what is law? Law. The term law is used to denote rules of conduct enforced by the state. The term law. Law is nothing. It is the rules of conduct. Whenever I am driving, I must stop my car before the red signal. If it is green, I may proceed. It is so why I will have to stop my car? Because it is the rules of conduct that during the red signal you cannot drive through that lane. It will be for the other lane. These are rules of conduct. Who have enforced this traffic signal has been enforced by the government of the particular state, the traffic department. For building construction, there are some rules. You will have to keep some space open in the front, in the side, in the back. Those are also rules of conduct. You cannot start your building right from the boundary line. When you enforce these rules of conduct, your corporation in the urban area, your municipality, semi-urban area, your panchayat in the rural area. Okay. So these are the rules of conduct. During COVID, we were advised to go outside only with by wearing mask. There is nothing. There was only rules of conduct. If you go outside, you'll have to wear mask. So law is used to denote rules of conduct who have enforced by the state. That may be the state government, that may be the district administration, that may be the local administration, even that may be the panchayat. Now, contract. A contract, again, let me say two few words regarding contract, the importance of contract. I believe I have already explained to you on the first day. If not, again, let me repeat that often we are ignoring contract during our actual working life. ठीक है one contract has been executed between, say I am in PWD, I am the superintendent of PWD, so there has been a contract between PWD and one private company, Sapurji Panuji, for construction of the road. Here, PWD is the client, Sapurji Panuji is the contractor. There is a contract. I mean, executed. Oh, what is the motto of contract? Means Sapurji Panuji is to construct 10-kilometer road, and I will have to spend, I will have to make the payment to them on progressive development. So this is the contract. But the contract, provisions of contract, and contract is very important. Often we are taking it very lightly, particularly in the government sector. The engineers are taking it so lightly. But for the last 15 years, all the multinational companies, they have set up their entire very important contract sale because just by analyzing the contract, they are earning so many profit, so many revenues by squeezing the client. So it is our responsibility to learn each and every section, subsection, provision of the contract. Okay, it is now very important. Even you will finding right now it is not required for you because you are just in the second year, but in the final year you will be while you will be applying for the job. Definitely from JU will be obtaining good job through placement as we got. But after that, for switching over, definitely we will be finding that there are so many jobs for asking people having at least 1 or 2 years experience in the contract. Okay, so just we must learn something in the contract. A contract is an agreement enforceable at law made between two or more persons. So it is an agreement. So let us know what is the agreement will be going. Before that, just
So
let me
agreement, sir,
write
can
down.
I repeat the sentence?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. A contract is an agreement enforceable. Oh, just let me write again, okay? I'm writing here. Enforceable means it can be enforced. Enforceable at law, made between two or more persons. Okay? This is enforceable. So, a contract there is one party, or say one person or more person, there is another party. It may be one to many, many to one. These are contract, but it is nothing but agreement which can be enforceable at law according to section 2H of Indian Contract Act. An agreement enforceable by law is a contract. It is written in the Indian Contract Act. An agreement enforceable by law is a contract. Okay. According to Section 2H of Indian Contract Act, an agreement enforceable by law is a contract. Now, then what is the agreement? Every time I am repeating that it is an agreement enforceable by law. So, what is the agreement? An agreement comes into existence whenever two or more persons or promise. No, why two? If you want. An agreement comes into existence whenever one or more persons promise to one or others to do or not to do, to do, or not to do something. Let me repeat. An agreement comes in existence. As I told you, let's say I had an agreement with my friend. Let's go to the book fair. There is an agreement. What is the agreement? To do something, to go there. There may be an agreement in the classroom between the teacher and the students that while session is going on, lecture is going on, the students should keep silence. What is the agreement? Student should not speak. Except clearing the doubt, they should not gossip. So that was the agreement between the teacher and the students that not to do, not to talk. So agreement doesn't mean that to do something. It is also not to do something. While driving the car, if I notice one red signal at the junction point, then my agreement with the as per the rules, it is it is the fact that I should not drive. So as per that agreement between the traffic department as well as the public, that when you notice one red signal, not to do, not to drive. When you see the green signal, to drive. So every time, whenever an agreement comes into existence, whenever one or more persons promise to one or others to do or not to do something, every promise or every set of promises forming the consideration. তো কি বললাম এখানে? Every promise. If there is a one promise, every promise, or if there are so many promises, every set of promises in the classroom, in the physical mode of class, there are so many promises. The student should come at the class at the due time. While entering, after the class starts, they should take permission. So first of all, promise you must come at in time. Number two, promise you in case of a delay, you should take the permission from the teacher. Number three, promise you should not gossip while the class is going on. So these are set of promises, not a single promise. So it means every promise or every set of promises forming the consideration on the consideration for each other is an agreement. So every promise or set of promises. So as I cited the example that last Sunday I was planning to go to book fair with my friend. So there's an agreement, means set of promises. My friend X, he offered me, let's go to the book fair, and I was supposed to pay for snacks and others. He was supposed to buy book and give me. So there were so many promises, set of promises. What is the consideration? In some cases, my consideration that I promised to pay for the snacks and others. He promised to pay for the books. So for me, the consideration was consideration from him was book. For him, the consideration from me was this snacks and others, tiffin, etc. So these are it is mentioned that every promise and every set of promises forming the consideration for each other is an agreement. It was an agreement. Some agreements cannot be enforced, cannot be enforced through the court of law. So some of the agreement cannot be enforced through the court of law. Say I went to the book fair, I found that Mr. X has not turned up. So it is not the case that I should go to the High Court and ask the my lord, my friend was supposed to go and visit the book fair along with me. I was searching him, but he did not turn up. So hang him. No, it is not the case. So I cannot ask legal help for breach of this agreement. Some agreements cannot be enforced to the court of law. So the agreements, an agreement which can be enforced. True, some agreements cannot be enforced through the court of law. An agreement which can be enforced through the courts is called a so just I have cited the example of book fair. Okay. Now in our case, what is contract? Say I am an engineer of PWD. So one tender has been floated for construction of road, say 10 kilometers, say at a cost of rupees 50 crore. So there are so many parties, say party A, party B, party C, they participate in the tender. Ultimately, party B has been finalized. So it is not the case. I will be spending rupees 50 crores and he will be doing the road for 10 kilometers. So there should be some legal binding because I will have to make some payment at the initial stage also for as mobilization advance. So in case of absence of any legal binding, he may collect the money from me, means from PWD, and he can leave the site without doing anything. In that case, what I will say, it is not the case that my friend he did not turn up. So I will no. Here in petrol case, the consideration is my consideration I'll be obtaining from he has been given the job for construction of the road. That is my consideration. I'll be getting the road, 10 kilometer road, and he'll be getting from me rupees 50 crores. So reverse sense, say he obtained only 10 crores, he did the entire road of 10 kilometer. He is supposed to get another 40 crores, and I was not willing to make the payment. So he must go to the court. So in this case, the agreement should be enforced to the court of law. So in this particular case, we'll be terming the agreement as contract. because otherwise, how can he realize his amount of money? On the reverse, how can he get the work done? I will have to make some mobilization advance because, first of all, after getting the job from me, from PWD, he will go to the site, he will erect some fencing around for construction of his site building, site office. He will have to construct the site office. Then he will have to depute his engineers, surveyors, junior engineers, and other staff. He will have to bring so many machineries, so many machines. For that, some amount of money will have to be spent by him. He will be getting the money only after execution of the work. So should be a provision. I'll be explaining you at a later time while after this in the course of action of contract that mobilization advance is being paid. So the party after obtaining mobilization advance he can leave the site. चलो भाई मेरे को तो 5% मिल गया 50 crore का और कुछ नहीं करना है. So it is not the case of an agreement which cannot be enforced to the court of law. It should be there should be some provision through which I can go to the court and I can show, I can ask, my lord, I paid this much amount, and he is supposed to do the thing. He left the site. So it is a breach of contract. So give me justice. Okay. So this is the contract. We'll be continuing. Essential elements of contract from the next day. So up to this much for today. Now let me discuss for your class test. So Shobik is here na? Shobik আছে তো? So I've seen that your class test program has been given from 22nd to 28th. তাই তো? 22 থেকে 28। ওকে। নাও তুমি বলো, আমি যে জানতে চাইছি তোমাদের অন্য অন্য সাবজেক্টের ক্লাস টেস্টগুলো ধরো সেকশন এ সেকশন বি কি একসাথে হয় না আলাদা আলাদা? আচ্ছা আচ্ছা লাস্ট ইয়ার তো অনলাইন হয়েছিল ঠিক ঠিক। আচ্ছা ওকে তো এটা জেনে একটা ডেট যদি আই হ্যাভ নো প্রবলেম ইফ ইট ইজ সেপারেটলি ইফ আই সে যদি সেপারেট করতে হয় তাহলে আমার কোশ্চেন সেপারেট হবে সেম কোশ্চেন তো সেম দুবার রিপিট হবে না আর যদি একসাথে এটা আই আস্ট পবিত্র অলসো ফর দ্য সেকশন এ সিআর ইউ ডিসকাস উইথ দ্য টিচার্স অলসো কি হলো আমাকে একটু জানিও ওকে তো আমাদের ক্লাস টেস্টটা নেক্সট ডে ক্লাস তোমার 19 বলে তোমাদের ছুটি আছে তাই না ওকে তো আর ক্লাস টেস্ট শুরু হবে 22nd থেকে 28 তোমরা কোন দিন নিতে চাইবে এটা বলবে এটা আমাকে একটা জিনিসটা তুমি অন্তত আমাকে একটু জানিও ওকে মানে তোমাদের কোনটা সুবিধা হবে কিভাবে আমি নর্মালি একটা ফরম্যাট তোমাদের দিচ্ছি তোমাদের জানাচ্ছি ক্লাস টেস্ট হয় আমি সেকশন একেও বলেছি ক্লাস টেস্ট হচ্ছে যেহেতু আমি ফুল পেপারটা পড়াচ্ছি 30 মার্কসে আমি নেব নর্মালি 1 নম্বর কোশ্চেন এ একটা 6 নম্বর থিওরি বি 10 নম্বর প্রবলেম 16 মার্কস হয়ে গেল 2 নম্বর এগেইন 10 মার্কস প্রবলেম অ্যান্ড 4 মার্কস থিওরি তার মানে 20 মার্কস প্রবলেম আর তোমার ওখানে 10 হচ্ছে থিওরি রাফলি ফর ক্লাস টেস্ট এন্টার আমি যা পড়িয়েছি ইউ গো থ্রু মাই নোটস I told section A also, let me tell you also, on the next Saturday, it is your holiday. Since I am taking the class online mode, if anybody of section B is having any problem of the portion which I have taught, you can ask me on the next Saturday on 19th at a suitable time. But that time, during that time, you ask your other co-students, your fellow friends to be present in case of any difficulty if you really want any further clarification for any problem or or theory, whatever may be. Okay? তোমাদের কোনো ডাউটের জন্য অলওয়েজ ওয়েলকাম 18 or 19 যে কোনো দিনের মধ্যে তোমাদের যেদিনটা তোমাদের তোমাদের একটু সুবিধা হয় তোমরা আমাকে বলতে পারো, I can, I'll be there to solve your any query. Okay, so hope for the best. একটু একটু জাস্ট পড়ে নাও, খুব একটা বেশি পড়ানো হয়নি, যা পড়িয়েছি আই ট্রাই টু এক্সপ্লেন ইউ। আমি জানি না তোমরা অনেকে তো ক্লাস করেনি, হয়তো ওরা নোটস নিয়ে বুঝতে পারবে, যদি বুঝতে পারে ভালো। ইফ এনিবডি ইজ হ্যাভিং এনি প্রবলেম, যদি তোমরা তাকে ক্লিয়ার না করতে পারো, ডাউট যদি থাকে, তোমরা বলবে, আমি তার শিখেছে সেই দিনটা সেকশন এ সেকশন বি ইভেন সিমিলারলি আমি দুটো আলাদা ফেজে করাবো, কিন্তু সেকশন বি যখন থাকবে তার জন্য সেকশন বি এর my interest is that I should explain before all the students of section B at a time. Okay, and section A also I have told them to fix up the time, a separate time, if they are having any doubt. Okay, and Shobhi, particularly you discuss with the teachers and you finalize the date for your class test. Okay, and let me inform. Okay, okay. So thank you for today.